our first major project. And the first major project is a PBL WebQuest. Now, the idea is to combine the concept of a WebQuest, which is to use the internet information that you can find online to construct a project or to find answers, with a PBL, which is a project-based or a problem-based learning experience.
Thinking about the WebQuest structure, you have these 6 basic components to any WebQuest: an introduction, a task, a process, an evaluation, a conclusion, and a teacher's page. The introduction is crucial. The introduction is where you set the context. It's where you give the students roles. It's where you assign them the world they're going to exist within as they ask questions and they inquire into the internet to solve a problem or to produce a product. The task is what you actually have them doing. The task is the actual question, it's the actual product, it's what you want them to actually do within the world that you've just established. The process we use then is inquiry, and we follow the Big 6/Super 3. These inquiry models will be what we will use for our process to provide students with an inquiry-based learning experience in the WebQuest. Of course, we have to have an evaluation. It's crucial the students know what it is you're looking for. And so the evaluation could be a scoring guide, or a rubric is what we typically see, and you can construct that on your own. The conclusion wraps it all up. It brings it all together at the end and has the students looking forward. You might even say extending the classroom. Lastly, it has a teacher page where all of your standards, both content and ISTE, are located. It operates very much like a lesson plan, explaining to others how they might use this WebQuest in their own classroom.
With a PBL, which is a project-based or a problem-based learning experience. Bringing these two things together, the structure of the WebQuest and the inquiry-based ideas of a PBL, we hope to engage the internet in a more transformative fashion than typically happens.
The PBL WebQuest, I recommend following the Big 6 inquiry process. The Big 6 inquiry process is a nice way to look at inquiry and provide steps for students to follow. The first one, task definition, is part of the overall WebQuest structure already. Define the task that it is you want the students to do, the problem to solve, the question to answer. You then help the students by providing them with strategies on how to find the information they need. You teach them how to engage in inquiry, how to ask the right questions to get the best results for what it is they're looking for. The third step is helping them understand location and access, identifying who has the information, where they can go to find it. Step 4 follows up on steps 2 and 3. Once you help students understand how to ask the questions and what questions will get the best answers, or what questions will lead to better questions, and you help them understand where the information can be found, then the question becomes how to use that information. How do you bring all that information together to address that task? What do you do with it? Which is then taken care of in step 5, synthesis, bringing it all together to answer the question, create the product, and address the problem. The last step is an evaluation, allowing students to evaluate themselves, the process, the product, and taking a look at the overall experience with the PBL WebQuest.
Bringing these two things together, the structure of the WebQuest and the inquiry-based ideas of a PBL, we hope to engage the internet in a more transformative fashion than typically happens. You might understand that in your own experience, perhaps you've done a WebQuest, but I ask you, was it a WebQuest or was it a scavenger hunt? As you'll read and as you'll think about, a lot of times teachers just say, go to this website, answer these 3 questions, go to this website, answer these 3 questions, turn in your worksheet when you're done. And they call that a WebQuest, but it's not. Think of the idea, think of the concept, think of the word WebQuest. It is a quest. You're taking an adventure into the internet. You don't necessarily know exactly where you're going to go. Teachers, we provide them with some ideas. We provide them with the start of their resources, but they decide how to use those resources. They decide what evidence will work to support their claim or to help them build that product that will solve the problem or complete the project. Please make sure you pay very close attention to the assignment guide. Make sure you write a planning document, and I outline very specifically what I expect to see in that planning document. I need to see standards. I need to see ISTE standards and state standards. I need to see a concept map and a storyboard. I need to see everything planned out before you start to build the digital product. Make sure you plan it out. What is the purpose? What's the idea? And that starts with a central concept, problem, or question. What is that question you want the students to address? What is that concept you really want them to investigate? If you have a strong, central, compelling question, the rest of the PBL WebQuest will fall into place. And so take a few moments as you work through these readings. Really think about where in my own teaching or where in my own experience is there a question, an experience, an event, a task that I could provide my own students with. Once you settle on the concept and the content and you have your compelling question, then you have to think of the context itself, like where are they? How are you going to situate them in order to address that question or engage that project? You don't want to just treat them as students. Give them a role to play. Let them step into an identity. Are they a Supreme Court justice? Are they the President of the United States? Are they a scientist? Are they an investigative journalist? Are they a dental hygienist? What is that question? What is that task? And who are they going to embody in order to actually complete that task? Make sure you put a lot of effort into the planning document. The best PBL WebQuests come about because people take the time to really design and plan a powerful, authentic experience for the students. Once you've got your planning document in place, you can then begin to design and create the product. You can either build your own internet website or you can use Zoonal. I give you a couple of options and ideas. What makes this a major assignment, a major project, is that not only do you have to create the WebQuest, but you have to take the WebQuest as if you were your own student. So you are not only going to turn in a planning document, a reflection document, and the WebQuest itself, you're also going to turn in whatever the students would have to turn in once they're done with your WebQuest. And that acts as a bit of a beta test. So it lets you see all the bugs in the system. It lets you kind of tinker your way through and see where you can critique and fix and edit it a little bit. It lets you kind of fix your problems before you submit it all the way in. And really take time to reflect and think, where in your content is there a project worth investigating? Where in your content is there a question to have students answer or a problem to solve?
Now that the assignment has been assigned, you should take a look at the assignment guide, begin to look over the rubric, check out the examples, investigate the resources, and check out the web tools, and begin working on your WebQuest PBL Major Project Number 1. Thank you.